Hi there, everybody. This is Lee talking about Dakota Access Pipeline, Standing Rock, the location in North Dakota. There's interesting news. The Army Corps of Engineers has started its Dakota Access Pipeline environmental study. This is an article at RT.com. And so they have begun their study, and the notice was posted up on the Army Corps website this past Wednesday. And it invites anyone to help identify potential issues, concerns, and reasonable alternatives. The period for public comment ends on February 20th. Whatever you want to consider in their environmental impact study. And so, the Dakota Access Pipeline, the attorneys representing the Dakota Access Pipeline filed a motion for a temporary restraining order in order to block the publication of the Army Corps of Engineers announcement about the environmental impact statement in the Federal Register. So they're trying to censor that information from the Federal Register. And it seems that people think that Dakota Access is concerned that the environmental impact study will jeopardize the project. And so they're trying to prevent legitimizing the project by posting the EIS, we'll call it, in the Federal Register. They are banned. Energy Transfer Partners is banned from working on the pipeline under Lake Oahe while the study is being conducted. And so, because the lake is the water source for the Sioux tribe. And so, Army Corps' notice was posted about the environmental impact study. And then Energy Transfer Partners was in federal court for a hearing in order to block the notice about the study. So the fight is still continuing. It's in the court system. It's paperwork going back and forth. And so it is a small victory, but there are still concerns, especially with the North Dakota legislator, still apparently working for Energy Transfer Partners and not for the community that they claim to represent. It turns out that they are attempting to pass legislation to outlaw masked rallies and prevent protectors from wearing masks, and then giving themselves or the community permission to run over protesters, actually giving permission to do hit and runs on the protesters. So there's been more tear gassing, more arrests, and then there's also been, it looks like, let's see, I'm trying to find where it says, missile tubes. But the National Guard has brought in military hardware, anti-missile tubes, which they claim were empty. I guess put there to intimidate. And I believe the missiles are actually there to shoot down drones, I think. But they claim that they're empty. So the drones being used by the Native American Sioux tribe to do their own surveillance of what the National Guard is doing, or something. It's kind of more propaganda about that going back and forth. So anyway, the Sioux tribe is saying that the environmental impact statement is what they actually called for. That's what they wanted, and that's what they're receiving. But they're saying that the final product must be stronger and broader in scope. It should include, at the very least, the territory of the entire Great Sioux Nation, and not just Lake Oahe and the northern boundary of the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe's reservation. And so they want a thorough environmental impact statement. So there's things happening on the ground. There's things happening in the court system. There's things happening in the North Dakota legislature. And it's definitely not over. People are still maintaining vigilance. Uh, the fight continues. And so I think the Sioux Nation tribe is doing a wonderful job at protecting God's creation. They are doing God's work in North Dakota. And definitely their efforts are not unnoticed or unappreciated. Definitely not by anyone here on earth or wherever people are watching and looking. Good luck.